Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Monday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, King of Carrot Flowers, Dantriel, Nidachuk, Swader, Slim Hud, Melforan, Miles, welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. Weird Jojo, hello, Zip Zyron, good to see you this afternoon. Elsa, how are you? Basic Lads, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone had a glorious weekend. It was actually like super nice. In upstate New York, I went out golfing. My brothers convinced me. I don't know if you saw the video. Almost died. Usually a bad idea to go golfing with my family members, but M. Kula, how are you today? Good to see ya. Gynip, Jikamor, Elias Babylon. Yeah, this deck is very interesting. I am really excited to see if this works. It looks janky. I can't believe, like, when I saw Pestilent Spirit, that's a card where it seems like an against the odds card. And to the best of my knowledge, we have never played a Pestilent Spirit deck. And it's been at standard for more than a year. So it is time to fix that. And and play some Deathtouch Tribal. We'll see. Maybe we'll do some updating as we go along. I'm not sure. Like, some of these cards look really weird, and I can't really figure them out. But hopefully it is spectacular. How are you, Big Booty? How are you? Are we going to see the Blood Moon guitar? We still got to see the Blood Moon guitar. We do. It is still on the to-do list. Kesman, I mean, it's been seen, but we haven't done, like, an actual music stream. Kibasel, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 19th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So how's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. Ooh, made a deck in Crushing It and Diamond. Ooh, that's sweet. Vraska's a card that I was thinking about adding. So we'll talk about the deck in a minute. We gotta do our reminders first, and then go from there. Ooh, Flying Tribal. That looks good, Ziv. I think something like that could be pretty effective. There's some good flying payoffs, including Skycat Sovereign now. I feel like something like that could be good. 2 a.m., good lord. Well, thanks for staying up. It's going well, Logan. How are you? So today, it's a standard day. Deck 1 is this crazy Deathtouch deck that we're starting with. But first, we got a bit of news today. We got banning news. The BNR came out. Obviously, I gotta get your opinion on this. We gotta talk about this before we get into the games. So obviously, no changes to standard Modern Pioneer. We knew that. We did assume that Lurrus was going to get banned in Legacy and Vintage. Vintage is a big deal because it's never happened before, since 1996, I think, that there was an actual banning, power level banning in the format. Like, anti-cards have been banned and stuff, but it is pretty historic to see a card banned in Vintage. Zerda also met its end in Legacy, so the first companion dominoes in older formats have started to fall. Desi J, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. But really, what I want to know, because y'all probably play more Brawl than me. What do you think about Dranith Magistrate and Winota being bad? Are they actually, like, miserable? And we don't have another BNR updated yet, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Like, maybe next week they announce the next one. They did give us this little bit of information at the bottom, which I think is interesting, saying, basically, they don't think companions are currently problematic in Standard, Pioneer, Modern, but they're monitoring things, and if we see signs that the long-term health issues resulting from the high metagame share of companion decks, we're willing to take steps up to and including changing how the companion mechanic works, which would also be unprecedented. So they're thinking about all options for sure. Sir Drunken Hobo, the cynical me reads that and says, oh, they're gonna like make some big change, but Ikoria just came out Friday. They need to sell Ikoria first. That might just be me being really cynical when I read that, but it is good to know that at the very least they are saying that they're willing to take harsh action if necessary. Desi J, Sir Drunken Hobo, and the Megas of the Moo, and another new sub, Fluey, so many subs in a row, thank you so much. Welcome to the Fishbowl, thank you so much for your subscription, big super cheer for you, thank you. I honestly don't think that that Standard needs bannings of companions right now, maybe Arion, but that was one big news. The other big news, outside of bannings, new promos, and you can get these for free from your local game store. They're just handing these out along with the $10 million of mystery boosters for your LGSs to sell. What do you think of the new promos? Like Reliquary Tower It's been reprinted a bunch, but it's still worthwhile. It's heavily played in Commander, like a true staple of Commander. And then Mecha Godzilla Battle Fortress, probably better known as Hagerback Walker. Cold Snap for the 3rd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big stream cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, that's some free extra value. I think Reliquary Tower you get for playing. Mecha Godzilla, you have to actually buy a box, I believe, but there's no limit. So if you buy like 2 boxes, you get 2 of them. Nice little buy a box promo. So cool to see Wizards supporting LGSs in this hard time. But anyway, it does look a little bit Walking Ballistas, but Hangerback and Walking Ballista are kind of, they're similar. They're similar. So starting June 5th, I believe, those are being sent to local game stores who are part of the Wizards Play Network, and they're just being given away for free as promos. Yeah, if you buy boxes, you get the Hangerback Walker, and just for playing events, you get the other one. What do you think the average price of Triumphs will settle around? So I would expect them to be relatively low right now, but then they probably will shoot up more in price this fall once Shocklands rotate from Standard. So I think right now they're like $5. I bet they're not going to go much lower than $5, and I could see them creeping up after rotation when Shocklands are gone. What was your email, Glenip? Possibly. I know I still have a few decklist emails from the weekend to get to. Hey, welcome, Zygar. Good to see you. So anyway, let's do our reminders. Talk about this deck. Start playing Magic. Then we talk bannings. We talk promos. We talk about weekends. Whatever y'all want to talk about. And that is true. That was the other big news. I have officially been ranked as the best beard in Magic according to a Commander's Quarters YouTube video. So move over, Vince. I wonder what Vince is doing right now. He's probably in England, crying into his soggy biscuits and tea or whatever they do over there. Replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, we played some Yorabi one for Bunch of Brew last night. We're playing Standard for Budget Magic with a kind of prison-y deck, I will say. Standard Prison tonight at Budget Magic, so keep an eye on that. A reminder that our sponsor this fine afternoon is Card Kingdom, and you know what? Maybe you need some Magic cards. Maybe you need some Ikoria cards. You can get them over at cardkingdom.com. You can even grab a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know in your order notes that you want one, and they'll hook you up. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the stream and the channel and the site. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playbats, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. Oh yeah, Glenip, I did get your email, and I responded. I responded to it. So yes, thank you so much for that. I don't know, it might be tomorrow when we actually give them away. What are the actual codes for? Are they the sleeves? I tried to enter the one you sent to me, and it said that I had already redeemed it, I believe. So I'm assuming it's the Godzilla sleeves. Which band was I most surprised of? None of the bands were really, I guess, Zerta. Well, Zerta or maybe Brawl, but I don't really care about Brawl too much. So the Brawl bannings are like, I don't know. I just haven't played Brawl, so Winota getting banned was weird. But anyway, let's talk about this deck and start playing Magic. So we are playing Mardu Deathtouch. This is one of the decks from over the weekend at the big Red Bull event. There's like 4,000 decks. This one, I think it went like 4-4 or 5-3, so it didn't crush it, but it did win some. The idea of this deck is pretty hilarious. So how do we describe this? Deathtouch Tribal is probably the easiest way. One of our key cards, Pestilent Spirit, just a death-touching, menacing 3-drop that gives instants and sorcery spells we control Deathtouch. What this means is, if we have Pestilent Spirits out, all of a sudden, Blazing Volley is 1 mana, Wrath to your board. It pings all of our opponent's stuff. It's all going to die because it's going to have Deathtouch damage. Also means Bone Crusher Giant kills anything for just 2 mana. So that's kind of combo number 1. Pestilent Spirit, Blazing Volley, and Bone Crusher Giant. We also have Porcuparrot Shenanigans. So can you make a Dreadhorde Invasion Wanderer deck? That could be fun. Dreadhorde Invasion just has never been good, but building around it would be fun. Prideful Pelican, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. So we got the Porcuparrot. The Porcuparrot this is some good shenanigans here. So we can mutate it onto a creature. It gives the creature the ability to tap and deal damage equal to the number of times the creature is mutated. So what this means is we're not trying to mutate a whole bunch of times. That's too much work. Instead, we're trying to put Porcuparrot on Foulmire Knight, maybe Vampire of the Dire Moon, these cheap Deathtouch creatures, which means we're building our own Death-touching pinger, so we can tap the mutate and just kill any creature. We just keep sniping down whatever our opponent has again and again and again, keeping the creatures under control. Otherwise, kind of the same thing, we got King Caesar, 4 damage when it mutates. Well, if we're mutating onto a Deathtoucher, that 4 damage is going to kill whatever it hits, so another way we can just keep sniping down creatures. Hushbringer to shut down Agent of Treacheries, Aketra is kind of our big finisher, and then for some reason, which I don't really know why, we also have the Wanderer Command the Dread Horde. This is a part of the deck that's weird to me. If we make updates to the deck, we'll see how it plays, but I could see maybe cutting that part of the deck. I'm not convinced that is the perfect way to go. Sky Bully for the 6th month. You're the best Magic streamer from the heart. Well, thank you so much, Sky Bully. And Chuck the Yak, good to see you for the 10th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. So that's what we're starting off with. We're sniping things out. Yeah, the Wanderer is good against cycling, and it does let us reanimate everything with Command the Dread Horde. Otherwise, sideboard, pretty typical stuff. Dawn of Hope's kind of interesting. Thought Distortion for control, get all the cards out of the hand. Elder Spells, a bunch of removals. So let's give it a try. This is a deck that I really want to try, and if it isn't working the way we want to, we can always do some updates. But it seems like a really sweet idea. Whether or not it works or not, I have literally no idea. Bilbio, welcome to the Fishbowl. Oh, thank you, Glidep. Oh, that is excellent. Yeah, I definitely responded to the email earlier this morning. And also your feedback was very good. I appreciate it. Bilbo, welcome to the Fishbowl for the first time. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. So how was everyone's weekend? Anyone do anything interesting, fun, magic-y or non-magic-y? There's still not really much going on. Why is Zerta bad? So the Zerta bad is a little bit strange. Although Zerta has become one of the better companions in, Can I get a quote from you on Command Quarters naming you the best beard in Magic? I want to say suck it, Vince, but that would be probably not on brand. So I'm thankful. I'd like to thank my parents, Jesus, my friends. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today. All your love and support over the years helped my beard grow into its glorious current state. Stuff! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so. Why do I have this plus sign around my? Why is there a plus sign around my pointer, my mouse, whatever it is? Does anyone see that? Am I going crazy? Is there supposed to be a plus sign? Well, we're keeping this. This is fine. Hushbringer. Hopefully our opponent's doing something where Hushbringer is relevant. Hello to you, opponent. Godless Ride. Tapped. Go. You're going with Suck It, Vince? Stuff! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. I'm thinking about building my first paper deck as I'm 15. Don't want to single. Oh, is Pioneer dead? Thinking about building my first paper deck. I do not believe that Pioneer is dead at all. I feel like interest in the format has declined since when it was released. Or when it was announced. So I feel like interest has declined, but people still play it. I still play it, and I think that Pioneer will be around for the long haul. I'm not at all worried about like Pioneer completely going away. I think that is very unlikely. So I think you're good to go. I would not worry at all. I think Wizards will keep supporting it. I think it'll come out on Arena eventually. I think it's going to still take a little bit of time, and I think the format probably could use a banning or two, perhaps. Like, for example, Inverter Combo, but... Is my mom actually watching right now? You never know. She sneaks in and lurks every once in a while. So it's possible. She never says anything, though, which... is maybe for the best. Who knows what embarrassing things my mom would say. If you're watching, Mom, I love Teferi. Boo. Well, let's cycle this Foulmire Knight. Draw a card. Lose some life. Oh, we need red manas. We need red manas for our Porcuparrot. I'm placing an order right now. Remind me what I put in the notes to get the Card Kingdom order to get the cool token. All you gotta do is say that you want a MTG Goldfish sticker, Scoop Soldier sticker. If you just mention something along those lines in your order notes, they will get it to you. Well, let's play the Plains, replay Hushbringer. Oh, we need the red mana. We need the red mana. Play the 1/1. Play the 1/1. Go. Anyone interested in having a lot of fun? Ooh, Golos Ultimatums. We played a Golos Ultimatum deck a little while ago, and it definitely did sweet things when it works. Although I don't know if we got it all the way to where it needed to be to really be competitive. No, ooh, that looks super fun. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's frightening. Well, Castle Ardenvale. So opponent is going to draw many, many cards. Is this what is our opponent's deck doing? Oh, I've never played what our opponent's playing before, but this has gotta be bad. Whirlwind of Thoughts on the battlefield is not good. Hushbringer is just because everyone's playing like Karugas and Cavaliers and Agent of Treacheries, and there's so many enter the battlefield creatures. Our deck doesn't have any of them, so it doesn't hurt us at all to play it. So it's basically just a main deck hate card. Ooh, wow. Opponent's got some spice. Oh, we need red mana. Untap land. This Whirlwind of Thoughts is concerning. You know what? We're gonna draw ourselves to death. Let's take 5 to try to find a red source. The Plains. Ugh, Triome. Alright, we're doing it the hard way. Go to combat. Attack. Pout it. Well, we found red mana, sort of. Oh no! Raise the alarm, draws a card, rests our board. That's not good. That's not good. Hey, what's up, Carrizzo? How are you? Jeskai Garbage Fire. That's probably not the most unfair name for what our opponent's doing. I'll pass the turn. Oh yeah, this Whirlwind of Thought. Why does no one play Whirlwind of Thought? This seems so good. I sent you a standard song combo deck, but I have a new one. Ooh, I do like song combo. Is this like a Loris Drake? Like Whirlwind of Thought doesn't seem like it works that well with the Winota plan, but maybe it is. Riley Songburn. Riley is a card I want to play more of. The price is finally coming down, so I would not be surprised if we did some Rileying at some point. That looks sweet. Song Accretion Riley is a good card draw combo. Yeah, we finally got our red mana, so now we are officially Mardu. It took us a while. I know control isn't your thing, but could I email a list for you or Krim? Oh, yeah. I would love to see it, Kiua. Please do. So, opponent... Yeah, alright, let's just make a 1/1. We don't have a companion. Is there any way we can fit a companion in this deck? We're gonna have to look. I feel like we're at a huge immediate disadvantage. Oh, Whirlwind of Thoughts going off by not having a companion. That is something I'd like to fix. Play a land. Play Vampire. Play Vampire. Pass the turn. Our deck really wants to play against creature decks, I think, more so than like Jeskai spells. Yeah, you'll go about it. Thank you for the cheer, by the way. Can we please build a deck where the whole goal is to mutate on a planeswalker that has been turned into a dragon with Sarkhan? It sounds like so much fun. That sounds like it could be a good against the odds episode. What do you get out of mutating in a planeswalker, though? Is there any like benefit to it, or is it just funny? Oh no, I'm so jealous. I want to be drawing infinite cards. My op's drawing me too. Like, what does Sarkhan mutate do? It can't be attacked, but it dies to creature removal, or no? It would be it remains a creature. You get a planeswalker that can't be attacked. That's kind of sweet. But does it die to creature removal and get like, you can go to 0? Okay, so I mean, it sounds like it would be funny just for just the rules aspects of it sound hilarious. I wonder what combos you could have with that. Definitely style points for sure. I say we cut a Ketra, Command, and Gideon, and we get to play Chingatha. Yeah, that might be. What? Where the Snapdax deck? And our opponent gets to get back a draw too. Oh dear. How did? Oh, you can cast this for Jeskai mana, can't you? Oh yeah. And our opponent gets a shock, so our Porcuparrot does nothing. Oh, we're done. We're done. It's gonna take a while, but there's no way we ever beat this. Our opponent just kills all of our stuff forever. I guess Command the Dread Horde maybe gives us like a very slight chance. All right, double strike. Well, I guess we block with a token. Oh, but they can shock. Our Porcuparrot could do its thing if our opponent didn't have that shock from their mutate. Opponent's deck looks kind of cool. Yeah, this seems like a matchup that's really bad for what our janky deck is trying to do. Oh, Wanderer. It doesn't even kill it. It's 4 power, and this is a 3. Oh, Wanderer, why are you Wanderer? Okay. Can we just? I think we're just gonna go to game 2. Oh, I don't want to get yelled at though. I don't think we can do anything. There's just like this card advantage. We can't beat it. Like there's no way out. Well, it eats the shock, I guess, but our opponent's still drawing.
There are 2 kinds of mages. Those who lose and me.
Our opponent's just still drawing so many cards that... Alright, Porcuparrot. I mean, we get to do our Porcuparrot trick. Haha! Boom! Snapdax! Okay. That was a thing. I mean, our opponent's got 7 cards in hand in an infinite card draw, but maybe the Wanderer's broken. maybe we solved it. Opponent, you're gonna cycle the shock. Maybe Wanderer is just great. Maybe Wanderer keeps us alive. Maybe I'm just massively underestimating Wanderer. Teferi. Okay.
I can no longer stand
Blazing
by
Volley goes with
watching.
Pestilence Spirit.
Oh,
I don't think anyone knows how to play against the Wanderer because no one's plays the Wanderer. So I don't think anyone's played against it before. Yeah, apparently the Wanderer solves all problems. Fire's Underworld Dreams. Fires is one of those cheat cards where with enough fires you can make anything work. Ooh. That's a sneaky way to be able to play Yumori. That looks fun, amateur. All right. What do we do now? Oh, Vampire. Mutate Porcuparrot again. We need a Pestilent Spirit to turn on this Blazing Volley. Opponent just never learns. Never learns. Alright, we will attack. Actually, no. That doesn't actually work. No attacks, pass the turn. Got him twice! Opponent keeps doing it. I think our opponent's like Arita's bugged. There's a they figured it out. I would be if I didn't realize. I'd be like Arita. Mono Blue. I'm surprised more people don't play Mono Blue. It seems like thanks to C Dash that it actually that it actually has a decent shot at being at least somewhat competitive. Huh. Opponent's playing something I've never seen before. Is there any chance they actually mill themselves out? We really want to be playing against a deck that has creatures. Or is more built around creatures. Our opponent obviously has a couple, but I feel like our plan is built very much to fight against creature decks, not as much to fight against spell decks.
That's more like it.
The only thing is, I mean, the mono blue deck is, I bet it's good, but I don't know if, I don't know. You just gotta counter so many spells. I don't know if I want to be, that dirty mono blue tempo player. Opponent ops, draws 2. I mean, I think we really are on the mill our opponent out plan. Yarion just to throw people off in a mono red deck. I mean, that would surprise people. When they see Yarion, they are not going to expect mono red, that's for sure. Do you think that the Venture deck is still the best challenger deck for post-rotation, or is Flash or mono red better? Ooh. Oh, yeah, alright, untap. We probably should have drawn in response to the bouncing. Opponent discarding the hand size. We will Bone Crush. Boy, maybe this mana is really bad. We're really pinched on, we're just really pinched on mana, period. Replay Vampire. Pass the turn. At some point, this Blazing Volley might be fine, just even without Pestilence Spirit. It would be nice if we get this Jingatha too, though. Opponent digs up to Very. Oh, you think they're playing towards Oracle? That could be. Maybe they're trying to draw their entire deck. Ugh. Yeah. Vadrock, 2 spells for free. What was your question, Paps? I think I missed it. Just add spice to make it okay to play dirty stuff like Depot, Controller, Aggro. Not nearly that dirty if you throw in Scholar with Aegis or Blink late game. Yeah, no, that's true. And it's not really like dirty. That is the wrong way to play. Opponent's gonna Callous Dismissal. I mean, the Wanderer is slowing our opponent down, but not really. They get a free Teferi thanks to Vadrock. Gonna bounce our token.
Don't worry, I got this.
25 cards in our opponent's deck, so we just, oh boy. Snapdax. So opponent gets more free spells. I mean, our opponent is going off. Just straight up going off. Gonna kill our Wanderer. Still targeting things that can't die to damage, but that's fine.
Oh, you can do that.
Opponent goes to combat. Jay Voldrad, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Boost you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent goes attacking with everything. Well, I guess we make a token. Kill a token. Wanderer dies, so opponent's removal is live again. Boy, that's so much value. Opponent's just drawing their entire... Opponent's drawn... We've drawn 18 cards. Our opponent's drawn like 40. Hey, a second red source. Well, Porcuparrot. Put it on the Vampire. Kill the Snapdax pile again. Bone Crusher. Go. More Shocklands into the deck. Yeah, I feel like maybe when I first saw this deck, my initial reaction was, that's a really cool idea. And then I don't know about some of the specific choices the deck has made. Hey, what's up, Costello? How are you today?
Might be a bad idea.
Trying to think of what the best Planeswalker Mutate combo would be. I mean, you gotta have Sarkhan, I think. Ooh, possible to get a Garuda on turn 2 in Pioneer, eh? Alright, so opponent, okay, do we keep playing this or do we scoop? Like, there's no way we can win this game. I guess if there's any value to staying in the game, it's that we get to see what our opponent's win condition is, but we are 0% at this point, I think. Hushbringer. Draw a card. Porcuparrot. Pass the turn. I mean, Command the Dreadhorde's interesting, but I think it's a minute or two too late, unfortunately. How do you get a turn 2? Oh, you got a Bone Picker. That is a spicy plan. So opponent's just the mutatiest of mutators. Okay, so opponent's just playing anything. It is just a pile of cards. Hey, what's up, Admiral? How are you? Yeah, opponent is just... I feel like our opponent opened a lot of Ikoria packs and just, like, threw in all the cards they opened. Something along those lines is what seems to be happening here. I don't think they can actually mill out. They just keep killing all of our stuff and bouncing all of our stuff. And this kills us really quickly. I mean, we'll do it. I don't think it does anything. Snapdax over. Hit a Luna. Hit a Luna. I mean, maybe we could stay alive until they mill out. We have killed a lot of their big stuff. Tried to mutate on a Gideon, would not work. Oh. I mean, I guess technically we could mutate on a Gideon in this deck. Is Gideon... Oh, Gideon's a human, though, right? I think that's the problem. The question is if they have something like Thassa's Oracle. Otherwise, maybe we can just stay alive until our opponent runs out of cards. Opponent takes up.
Let's try this.
We are at 20. Like, Snapdax is a card that does things. More Loris Drakes. They just keep coming. Although our opponent can't cast too many more spells without drawing their deck. A Luna. Okay. So opponent gets back a spell. Justice Strike. Hits a Vadrock. Untap land, so they can bounce our pile. We need a Wanderer. Opponent's passing. Well, we will draw a card. Flying, double strike flying, lifelink. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we need to mutate. I don't feel like... Wow, what a weird deck. I don't feel like casting this Command the Dreadhorde really helps us. I feel like it's just setting us up... Well, I guess we should. All right, Command the Dreadhorde. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Does our opponent have a counter? All right, we go to 6.
My skills are as sharp as my sword.
Wanderer gets rid of a Luna.
Don't worry. I'll be quick.
Teferi bounces Vadrock.
Here we go.
Oh, there's Pestilent Spirit too. That could be good next turn. Temple, Scry, Porcuparrot. Keep it. Combat. Attack to Fairy.
I won't let
Gain
you
back some
my
life.
worst defeat.
And pass the turn. Are we going to win this? Are we going to win this? We might actually be winning. Oh! Whoa! It worked! It worked! That felt like such a bad matchup, but we got there. Wow! Wanderer, I did say 0%. I felt like it was literally 0%. You're right. I'm glad we stuck it out. I'm glad we stuck it out. It worked. Muller Butler, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Huh. Okay. Well, that works. That's good for this deck. How many red sources do we have? Is this mana base just really misbuilt? Why do we have 1 Blood Crypt? How many lands do we have in total? 24. Huh. Maybe we just drew all of our red cards that game. That might be part of it. Having more... Yeah, this mana base is a bit rough. Is there a rigid schedule for your content like Against Odds every Thursday? There is actually, Gold. So my schedule is Sunday night, Much Brew. Monday night, Budget Magic. Wednesday night, Against the Odds. Friday night is Commander Clash, which is a group thing. Usually, if I have a written article that's not connected to a video, it goes up on Sunday. Instant Deck Techs, usually 4 days a week, unless I have something else, like the companion video or like a Much Brew. And then streams are Monday afternoons, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 6 Eastern. I think that's most everything. Oh, podcast is Mondays. I record the podcast right before the stream on Mondays. All right, so what do we want against this deck? Leyline of the Void seems good if it wasn't for getting bounced. Gideon seems fine. Oh, we're running... Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from players. Okay, let's Thought Distortion. And Duress. Go down. Foulmire Knight, Blacklands Paragon. Oh no, we're going to time out. Blazing Valley. Actually, Blazing Valley felt good. Ugh. 1 Wanderer and Hush. Actually, Hushbringer doesn't do anything. But alright, whatever. We waited too long to start sideboarding. Mr. Foxpaws, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Original testing, they allowed more than 1 companion? Really? Did Wizards actually confirm that? That sounds insane. Wow. I can't imagine how broken things would be if you could have more than 1 companion. It would be bonkers. It would be so insane. Well, it's good that they didn't actually do that. Take out 15 lands and bring it to your sideboard. Lands are... Ooh, a Kentra. I think we'll keep that. That's actually a legit threat. Disbark kills big morph creatures. Yeah, Disbark does seem like it's probably worthwhile. Well, let's Duress. See what our opponent's got going on over there. Our mana's looking decent this game. Raise the alarm. Take it to Fairy. Oh. Vampire to the bottom, but it's gonna... So Vadrock can get back the Teferi? Vadrock... I thought Vadrock was gonna be like one of the best of the Apex cycle when it was printed. Wow, just runs it out. Interesting. Slightly surprised by that. Well, Temple of Malice again. Mountain to the bottom. Pass the turn. We are kind of just getting beaten down. We need We need a Blazing Volley for the Wrath. That would be so good. Do you still think the Adventure Challenge deck is the best for rotation or something like Flash better with Ikoria out? I would have to look back on the decks. I would say that, let me see if I can look up the Challenger decks. I would say that I think the Adventure one is still most likely to survive rotation. Let me look at the Flash deck. I'm not sure. Opt Scorching Dragonfire. Well, let's untap. Sacred Foundry. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Pass the turn. Well, we're not dead yet. I would have to see what cards are actually in the Flash deck. I'm just not sure, like, how many of the cards. Like, I think Flash did get a lot of support in Ikoria, which is good. The problem is, like, Frilled Mystic is gone. Nightpack Ambusher is gone. Brineborn Cutthroat's gone. Spectral Sailor's gone. So even though I think Flash the archetype is fine and getting the Brazen Borrower is nice, I feel like you don't get that much value post-rotation from, oh dear. Yeah, that's not a card you wanted to see. I feel like you don't get that much value post-rotation from the Challenger deck itself. Well, Sacred Foundry, untapped. Pestilent Spirit. Crush the Vadrock. Hope our opponent does not have spells to start chaining together. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes down at rotation. The other... Ooh, all right, just a Jingatha. And a land. Okay. Oh, man, Blazing Volley. Give us a blaze. All right. Well, we will just play a Wanderer.
Two mages.
Get rid of Jingatha.
Only one leaves. See you later.
Play defense past the turn. Whew. King Caesar. King Caesar might lock it up. Oh, no. All right. Whirlwind of Thoughts. Going off. Draws 2 for a single mana. That's pretty good. When are we seeing Escape Protocol? Escape Protocol might be coming up for Budget Magic tonight. And then, we'll see. We'll see how people like it. We might do a non-budget build at some point. But possibly. I don't like to give away what's coming for Budget Magic. But possibly. Very soon. Loris Drake. And a land. Opponent passes. Well, mutate on Pestilent Spirit over. Kill Loris Drake. Attack. Gain back some life. Hopefully. Yes. Yes. Oh, wait, that's not it doesn't have lifelink. Oh, we gotta, oh, it does have lifelink. Okay. I thought we gained life from King Caesar. How do we have lifelink last time? Did we have a vampire? Another Raise the Alarm, draws some cards. Boy, Blazing Volley would be so good. It would be so good. Are you flickering Wishclaw Talisman with Escape Protocol to tutor every turn? No. Didn't have the mana for that. It's really hard to be too many colors while remaining on a budget. So yeah, no Wishclaw Talisman. Oh, that does sound sweet. I'll go to combat. Attack you. Opponent 9. Opponent 6. Play Oketra. Land. Crushy Crusherton. Give us that zombie. Your go, opponent. Oh, Aluda spins a wheel. What do they hit? Oh my god. Nothing. Oh, Snapdax. Okay. Oh, so close. So close. Can we close it out? Yeah, the parrot's sweet in this deck, Azurtu. It really is. Oh man, if we can draw Porcuparrot, it would be pretty good. Blazing Volley is still what I want most. Blazing Volley just wins us the game. I'm kinda liking this deck. Alright. Interesting. What do we do? This has Menace. Thought Distortion gets rid of hands and graveyards, non-creature spells for our opponent. We have Blazing Volley, which is basically Underworld Fires, but cheaper. Yeah, force the action. Deathtouch, Menace, Double Strike. Opponent blocks and blocks. Blocks. Oh, do we just attack in a way that loses us the game? Alright. See what our opponent finds. We gotta make a token. That might not have been the best attack. You build and play so many decks. Do you ever feel out of ideas or burnt out of building playing decks? Oh, sweet mother. That is the last thing we wanted our opponent to draw. Scorching Dragonfire. Teferi.
Let's slow this down.
Boo! Boo, 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 boo. Not really. Like, sometimes. I guess it happens. Alright, we're actually going to sideboard this time, rather than talk through sideboarding and not sideboard. So D-Spark's in. Wander actually seems okay. Dawn of Hope actually seems like it could be okay, too. Just, like, repeatable value. How much life gain do we have, though? Boy, that Blazing Volley. We had it for so many turns. We never do the Parrot or the Blazing Volley to really close it out. No Thought Distortion? I feel like Thought Distortion seems really good against our opponent's deck. Doesn't it? Embercleave on Quartzwood Crasher does seem pretty frightening. Because they're grinding stuff back out from their deck. We're not dead. Were we not dead? Our opponent had... Remember, our opponent also had Teferi. Oh, that's a expensive Magic the Gathering hand. Well, this is just a... Not an expensive hand, just a not great one, but... I guess we'll keep. We get a Duress, we'd put a land to the bottom. I mean, our opponent got Teferi to bounce our stuff, and then we could make a token, chump, go to 1, and our opponent has Scorching Dragonfire to kill the rest of our stuff. Even if we were not immediately dead, I still feel like we were pretty dead. Like, well, they had Teferi too, remember. Remember, they had Teferi to bounce our threats. So Teferi gets rid of our threat. So we would have an empty board against both of our opponents' things at 1 life. So even though I think you are correct that we would survive that turn, I don't. Do we want to keep the land just for this King Caesar? Yeah, we should be able to draw something. Pass the turn. They had to. No, but I'm saying we wouldn't have a board, right? Like, how are we gonna counter them for lethal when we don't have anything on the battlefield? Opponent ups. Hey, welcome, the third word. Good to have ya. Well, there's Teferi.
You'll thank me later.
Bounce is vampire.
I've got time.
Well, I guess we wander. Pass the turn. Yeah, okay, maybe you might be correct. Maybe we should have stayed alive. Or maybe we shouldn't have conceded. I would have to look back at the exact situation. I thought we were in a position where we couldn't win, but perhaps I was wrong. Oh, D-Spark's not looking great here. I'll play the vampire. Yeah, D-Spark's looking bad. Pass the turn. Oh. The idea of this deck is so sweet, too. Jeskai dinosaurs, eh? That looks sweet. The old double companion plan. Hey, what's up, Dragon's Bait? How are you?
Oh, I've done.
Hey, welcome, the Worm King. Good to have you. Opponent, going to bounce the Wanderer, get a Dork, Scorching Dragonfire. Oh, yeah, this is a nightmare. Plays a land, gets in, hits us. We have a handful of cards that don't really do anything. Well, I guess we passed the turn. Ouch. Teferi something. Opponent, taking up Teferi.
I've got it.
Plays a land. Gets in, hits us. Down to 13. Uh-oh. Cracks the lad. Yeah, Teferi's just a really good Magic card. About it. Tringatha? Nope. Alright, we'll make a 1/1. Untap. Why can't we mutate? Oh. Wow, that's a non-bow and a half, isn't it? Huh. Yeah, that's not good. Chaos Engineer, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, that's awkward. Huh. Castle Ardenvale does not seem that great in our deck. Well, attack Teferi. Raise the alarm. Opponent's gonna block. Well, sure. Thought distortion. Why not? Pass the turn. Well, we need to mutate, and mutate doesn't work on humans.
No.
I mean, I guess it still just makes a 1/1, but it's just not that effective. Boy, our removal does not line up with what our opponent's deck's doing, does it? We have a handful of stuff that kills stuff with 4 power, and opponent has a board full of stuff that's 3 power. And that stuff's gonna kill us. Well, play the Wanderer.
Prepare yourself.
Exile Jingatha. And die. I really hate 3 Fairy. Yeah, I mean, Teferi was obviously, I don't know what Wizards was thinking. It'll be very interesting to see. We're like, I realized today, we're like a month away, maybe less than a month away from Core Set 2021 spoilers. It will be very interesting to see how broken the Teferis from that set are. Opponent, going to balance Wanderer, grow the Dorks, sure. Alright, so that was a weird and miserable matchup. Let's try again and see if we can play against a known standard deck. Spellslinger is definitely not what this deck wants to be playing against. If you could draw up a matchup where our deck would be bad, it is the Spellslinger deck. Because all of our stuff in our deck is about dealing with creatures, and Spellslinger just doesn't care. Pioneer Enchantress, eh? Well, opponent's stuff was all unkillable except for Jengatha by D-Spark, because it was all 3 or less. Power or converted mana cost. In every way, it was dodging all of our removal. It was dodging the Wanderer by power, and dodging the Spark by converted mana cost. Hey, I mean, I guess we'll keep this. We're on the draw. It is functional-ish. Nate Fennelly, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big cheer for you. Thank you. The Yarian Enchantress deck looks interesting. Yeah, I mean that seems like a pretty solid setup. I don't know about Auramancer. I don't know if that's of a Pioneer playable power level, but oh well, thank you, Matt MTG. That is, I'm always flattered when people say stuff like that. I definitely appreciate it. Are you going to play the Winota deck from today's deck tech on the next Mucha Brew? Maybe. Oh boy, 5 colors or something. Oh, playing Hushbringer. Opponent, Growth Spirals. Where are all the decks playing creatures? Is that not a thing in Standard anymore? I mean, Jay's all now drawing a card costs. Oh God Almighty! What a disaster. Okay. Well, yeah. Main deck Hushbringer doing its thing. Maybe this is so I'm okay. It's a Fires deck. 5 color Fires pile. Opponent gets in, draws a card. Hits us to 15. We do not draw land. Well, we will get in for 1. Pass the turn. Oh, boy. You can do almost anything you want in Standard, if you play Fires of Invention. You can be 5 colors, you can play whatever stuff you want, but it's all built around mulliganing into Fires of Invention. If you do that, you really can play anything you like. Can we get Scoops holding an Abacus? Ooh, that could be a good Commander theme sticker. Well, I guess we kill this Uro. Oh, it doesn't have a. Oh my God, what a nightmare! That's right. We have this deck. This deck has some issue. All right. Yeah, this deck has some serious issues, I will say. Boy. So people ask me about Standard bannings a lot. Fires of Teferi would be at the very top of my list. I think that Companions are pretty fine to live in Standard for a bit, but Fires of Invention is one of those cards where I feel like not playing it puts you at such a huge disadvantage, which is kind of sad. There's a lot of decks where, like the Ultimatums deck, where it's like, oh, like sure, we can play 5 color Ultimatums, we just got to play Fires of Invention. But I feel like that actually, it feels so wrong to have to play like the top tier card to make your janky cards work. But you can see our opponent's casting stuff of just any variety of colors, and it just doesn't matter. Like, that was like 5 colors of mana, casting Casualties of War. It is a thing. It's a thing that's happening. This is a few tap lands for our deck. Do you think Fires of Invention could be a good card in Commander? I mean, I think it's a fine card if you have it on the battlefield. The problem is you only get one, and your deck is 100 cards, so you can't really build around it and just like mulligan into it or scry into it with whatever like you do in Standard. So I think it has a power level where you could play it, but it's just not going to be as you can't really build around it because you won't see it as often. There are a decent number of board wipes. I think like 4-ish in the 4 to 5 mana range. Imagine how much better the meta would be without blue. Jay Zoller, you have the funniest Magic opinions. Does Tomer have a breakdown of Brawl decks similar to Commander? I would have to ask him. Not that I know of, but maybe he does, and I do not know about it, but not that I'm aware of. All right, tap lands again. Sacred Foundry. Well, let's see if they got the fires and the red mana. Storm's Wrath is one of my favorite wipes. Yeah, that's a good sweeper. It's not. I audibly laughed with the Blacklad's. Yeah, this deck has some weird non-bows. Like, what is Blacklad's Paragon doing alongside 4 Hushbringers? Like, I think maybe we'll end up just going back to the updating board in a minute. All right, play Pestilent Spirit. Because I feel like the idea of the deck is sweet, but some of the card choices, and we've had it come up as we've been playing, some of the like individual card choices kind of blow my mind a little bit. Would Fair Fires be that you only got to cast 1 spell and only on your turn? I mean, if Fires only let you cast 1 spell, why would you ever play it though? Like, I think that's the issue. Like, at that point, Fires just doesn't do anything. Tanos, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 28th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for our new subscriber. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The question is, how much do we want to run into a Casualties of War? I feel like running Wanderer into it's probably a bad plan. Get in, hit our opponent out 18. Muhanas, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. Jeez, all the Uros. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Well, alright. Kill that. We lose our Pestilent Spirit. We untap. We draw Swamp. We play the Swamp. We... Oh, so Uro's coming back? Uro's coming back, but it's not drawing a card. Well, let's just get in some damage. Mutate over. And this also hides the Hushbringer, so maybe our opponent will forget that we have it. And we will definitely forget that we had it. Reclamation just doubles your mana for nothing. So that's kind of the hallmark of our current Standard, is just ramping and doubling of mana. You should play Insatiable Hermophage. I think that's a really fun idea. All right, Uro returns. Although our opponent had to exile the Uro, and then we can wander and exile this Uro, so this isn't the end of the world. Opponent, Grazer, well, Wanderer. Wanderer has been pretty good. I have gained a new appreciation for Wanderer here. Jesse Doyo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just recording some Pioneer videos yesterday and earlier today, and it struck me that I think that Theros Beyond Death was really bad for Pioneer. And it's partly the format just aging and best decks rising to the top, but I feel like when Pioneer was first created, in some ways it felt like the last bastion of fair magic, but well, alright, opponent scoops it up. Well, we'll take it. No fires, no luck, can't cast your spells, opponent. Does not have the fires. But I feel like, yeah, so it felt like when it first created, partly because it was new, partly because of the cards in the meta, that it felt like anything was possible in Pioneer. You could do all this stuff. But then Theros Beyond Death came out, and it gave the format Inverter combo, it gave it Heliod combo, and it gave it Underworld Breach Lotus Field combo. So all of a sudden, it just felt like bad Modern. It felt like Modern, except you had even less ways of interacting, but it was just all combo decks, and that is still to some extent, I think hanging around. And there hasn't been any action change to take those decks out of the top of the format. So I feel like that's what happened to it for me, and I don't think Pioneer's dying. I don't think it's going away, but I definitely feel like once Theros Beyond Death came out, I became much less interested, because my feeling was basically, if I'm going to just be playing against unfair combo decks all the time, why not play Modern, where at least I had more tools to fight them? So I feel like that kind of hurt the format, in my opinion. It could be fixed with bannings, and it's not even like Inverter's at the top of the meta. It's more, if you just look at the meta, it's not so much that like, oh, Inverter's 50% of the meta, or whatever. It's more just like the meta just generally shifted to support those combo decks. I mean, right now there's some other decks that have snuck in, but if we go to like 30 days, Heliod combo, Lotus Breach combo, Dimir combo, yeah. So I don't know. And now we have Lurrus in the format too, which at least Lurrus shows up in a bunch of different decks, but do we want to change anything else? Let's just keep it. Run it back. So what's your experience with with Pioneer, Ben? Like, because I figured that was going to happen. Like, so this is how formats work. It happened with Modern. You create Modern, and eventually there's going to be more and more cards in that format. Those cards some of them are going to interact in ways that form combos. The more cards you get, the faster the combos get, the more plentiful the combos get. So that is a natural progression. And I assume that was going to happen with Pioneer, because that's just what happens when you have 15 years of sets or something in a format. But I assume that it was going to take like a year or 2 or 5 for Pioneer to get to that way. But Theros Beyond Death just like sped that up and made that process happen in like the very next set after Pioneer was created, rather than over the course of the next like few years. So I think that was a little bit jarring. I'm definitely excited for Historic Ranked. Historic Anthologies 3, I think it is, releases on Thursday, and along with that, Historic Rank is coming back for good. And I'm definitely planning on trying some more Historic. I have rediscovered my love of Modern. And I'm still playing Pioneer a little bit, but I'm definitely hyped to really start exploring Historic now that Historic is getting a bigger card pool. What cards could Pioneer have to interact with the combos? That is really tough. I don't know. I don't know what cards Wizards would actually print into the format that would actually interact with it. It's similar to Modern. It's a little bit slower, but it's kind of the same process that happens in Modern. And in Modern, I think Modern needs Force of Will. I want Modern Horizons 2 to have Force of Will. Like, I feel like that would really improve the format. I almost don't know if we want to put that Grazer in the graveyard, but I am. I'm actually... So with Historic, the launch really soured me on it. And my initial... God dang it. Ugh, Casualties of War. Please, red mana. Please, 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 red mana. No red mana. Yeah, this mana base is a little clunky. Well, Vampire Tribal, get in there. Please give us lands, Magic Gods. Well, here we go. Hit ya. Opponent. Hits a Tameo, of course.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you.
Ugh, that was brutal. I don't think Force Negation is good enough because a lot of combos in Modern and Pioneer are... Boy, we cannot cast anything, can we? A lot of combos in Modern and Pioneer are built around creatures. And Force Negation just doesn't interact with those style of combos. Well, kill Tameo.
Our time together.
Go down to 1 lands because our opponent got back a Casualties of War. Yeah. Can we draw a land? What do you say, Magic Gods? What do you say? No. Well, we'll attack. Opponent's blocking. Trying to get the Zero back. 1 card away. Oh, sweet. Really? Have you seen the new Degenerate Winota deck using Neoform? I don't think so.
I have learned little here.
I mean, we gotta get rid of the Tameo. There's no question about it. We have to kill the Tameo. Oh my goodness. Land number 3 on turn number 20. Alright, no attacks, pass the turn. Wow, this has been insanely brutal. Mother of God. Alright. We have a new donation for Rum. That was something. We have a new donation from the Worm King. $2 donation. Worms, the most underrated tribe. Worms, brethren, rise from the soil. I mean, as a king of the worms, I'll take your word on it. Thank you so much for the donation, Worm King. Yeah, that was an interesting way for that game to go. So, maybe this deck is as bad as it looks. It looks janky, but maybe it is just actually really bad. Maybe it's one of those decks. I could imagine if you hit the right matchup, where you're just playing against the right things and run well, I could see how you could win about half the time, but boy, oh boy. We also got really mana screwed, and our opponent ran insanely. So maybe it's just a matter of our opponents having things go well than our deck being horrible. Yikes, that was whoo. We will try updating it. Probably after this match, I guess. Hushbringer to the bottom. Looks like we're playing against Control. I guess we gotta say hello, because our opponent's persistent with their helloing. I got Frost Leaks 4 times on turn 3 and draft. Oh, no. Alright. Well, we're probably gonna get some spells countered, I would guess. Put it. Island. Empyrean Eagle. Oh, play the land. Play Foulmire Knight. Crush Spectral Sailor. Now this, if our opponent doesn't have interaction and we get this Porcuparrot on Foulmire Knight, this is a matchup where our deck should be insane. Like, this is where our deck wants to be. We'll see. There are things that could go wrong for sure. Do you think you'll be playing Mono Black Devotion anytime soon? It's fun and actually not bad. I'd be down with revisiting Mono Black Devotion at some point. Skycat Sovereign. Well, yeah. Porcuparrot. And let the massacre begin. Like, this is where our deck should be insane. Like, how does our opponent ever beat this? What do you do? What do you do, opponent? We're just going to keep doing this until you give up and quit. We shoot down all your This is the matchup. This is where we want to be. Opponent plays a land, looking at their eagle, knowing that it is doomed because of Porcuparrot of all things. Opponent gets in. Hanged Executioner. Sure. Well, we will kill your Hanged Executioner. We will play a Hushbringer. We will play a Plains. We will play a Pestilent Spirit. We'll pass the turn. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking very good. Yeah, I definitely want to play some more Mono Black Devotion. Hey, thank you, Two Separate Gorillas. I'm glad to have you. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah. Down to 10. Another Skycast Sovereign. Oh, Porcuparrot, kill Skycat Sovereign. Make our opponent tap out. Swamp, command the Dread Horde. Come to us. Come to us, cats. Hit our opponent. That was good. That was really good. Be jumpin'! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. And see, this is where the deck's insane. And matchups like this, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, how opponent done? They were parroted and porked. How is Magic Legends? I've seen some like random preview videos going around. Is it actually enjoyable? All right, so opponent's playing Flying Tribal. We have like nothing, but our main deck is pretty well set up for this. So I think we just actually literally run it back and do exactly what we did there. Porcuparrot Wombo Combo. Oh, maybe it's just the matchups that are making our run interesting. Magic Legends is a new Magic game. It's like, yeah, I feel like maybe that's what the deck has to do, is find a way to be more relevant in less creature-heavy matchups. It is, what would you compare Magic Legends to? Yeah, it's an MMO. I haven't actually played it. I've never played any MMOs, really, so I haven't played it. Diablo? That's probably a good way. That's probably a good comparison. Yeah, those, we command the Dread Horde them back after shooting them down with a death-touching Porcuparrot. We'll update a little bit after this round. I think there's potential here. If we can crack the code, like, that game showed the potential, and we were close on other ones as well. Any updates on the Netflix Magic show? I have not heard an update recently. As far as I know, it's still moving forward. I think there's supposed to be an organized play update tomorrow, maybe, is the rumor at least, which should be interesting. When does Core Set 2021 release? So officially July 3rd, but that should mean Arena releases on June 25th. My goodness. That means it's almost, if it releases on June 25th, the set's got to be up the 19th, which means spoilers should start June 1st? Wow. Are we really like 2 weeks away from spoilers? Oh. Yeah, it should be 2 to 3 weeks depending on how long they're going. That is insane. That is insane. I might see about taking a couple vacation days before we get back to spoiler season. Good lord. Yeah, it's almost M21 because of the Ikoria release being delayed. I just realized that. It's almost spoiler season again. No, I have not gotten a spoiler yet. Normally, I mean, thankfully, Wizards has been awesome enough to pretty consistently give us spoilers, which is super thankful for. But they usually come a week or two before you reveal them. So, when does Jumpstart release? I think they pushed that back a little bit, was the latest thing that I heard announced. Oh, come on. Tap out and let us Porcuparrot you into oblivion. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure. Come on. Tap out. Tap out. The parrot wants a piece. Oh, Polly wants a cracker. Oh. Opponent. Healer. Yes. All right. Oh, we will play Keslarnvale. We'll play Polly. Over. And yeah, we'll just pass. We'll pass the turn for now. We have 1 mana, 1 damage to all of our opponent's creatures, a blazing volley. So we have like a 1 mana wrath if we have Pestilent Spirit. Also, we just have Porcuparrot, which is apparently the most vicious bird beast in the history of Magic. Skycat Sovereign. That sounds like a good thing to pork. Oh. Opponent gets in, hits us, sure. Down to 17. I can't believe this janky combo is working. When does Jumpstart release? I should actually look that up. I feel like this summer is going to be crazy. I feel like it's definitely possible. We know there's like another week-long run, like the super whatever of Secret Lairs. There could even be another set that we haven't heard about that could come out this summer. July 17th for Jumpstart. Originally June 26th, pushed back to July 17th. So it should be a couple weeks from now, 2 or 3 weeks, Core Set 2021, into Jumpstart, into Secret Lair week at some point, and then the next thing we know of is Zendikar in September, if there's no other random set this summer. Varian Verante, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's got too many quills to fly apparently. Varian Verante, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll snipe you. Pestilent Spirit. Godless Shrine. Yo. This combo's so good against our opponent's deck. Don't we know? Oh, yeah, Secret Lair. Oh, opponent does have a pseudo answer. This doesn't really work, though. Like, you bounce it, then we put it on Pestilent Spirit and keep it going. Sure. Sure. Pick him up. Pick him up. Opponent gets in. Sure, sure, sure. Down to 17. Well, play Vampire. Porcuparrot Vampire. Reassemble. We do want to kill Teferi. Kill Teferi with Pestilent Spirit. One of these times we're going to find our Blazing Volley, and it's going to be insane. We don't need another King Caesar. Pass the turn. This is Mardu Porcuparrot Deathtouch. Empyrean Eagle. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to kill. Healer's Hawk. We will kill you. King Caesar on Pestilent Spirit. Wow, now the deck feels insane. Now it feels absurd. It must just depend on the matchup. Get in, hit ya. Down to 18. The parrot is online. Yeah, sure. Opponent's fighting the good fight, but opponent's just giving up. Hits us, 14. Sure. Passes. Well, we will kill you. Akatra. Get in with King Caesar for 6. Bounce it. Go for it. Brazen Borrower's opponent. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but completely cut off white. Could we completely cut off white? We're gonna, after this game, we're gonna update it for the next matches. So we'll see. Maybe. And we got the GGs. Well, we got a win finally. A pretty dominant one. And in these creature matchups, the deck felt great, like absolutely absurd. Yeah, we'll just swing. I don't think it's a trap. Well, it kind of is a trap, but not really. Opponent just wants to kill this Porcuparrot out of spite. Oh, opponent goes to 4, loses their board. Hushbringer, make a zombie. Blacklands Paragon, make a zombie. Temple of Malice, to the bottom, pass the turn, and opponent Teferi. That's a good card, not good enough.
Sorry I'm late.
Opponent just really had to get rid of that Porcuparrot that was just poking him. I mean, we gotta kill the Teferi. They killed our Porcuparrot. That's only right. That's all. What's fair is fair. Yeah, Rally of Wings is actually very good in a deck like our opponent's. All right, so we went 1 and 2 with the initial build. Let's look at this deck real quick though and see if there's any changes we could make. So it seems very matchup dependent, and there's good and bad matchups. That might be a little bit unavoidable. Before we update, a quick reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magic cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the stream. So let's actually dig into this deck a bit, because it seems like it at least has potential. Do we need white? What is white giving us? So King Caesar is the main white card. This is our main reason to be in white. The Wanderer was kind of sneaky good. Gideon didn't do a whole lot, although that is helpful. So what is the core of this deck? What other Deathtouch creatures are there? So chat, what are your suggestions? Oh, this has Deathtouch too. That is kind of cute. I don't know if we mutate enough though to really make it work. Yeah, Ketra, we might be able to find a better mutate target. Vraska is interesting with all of our Mechagodzilla, the original. Ooh, Biolante. Huh. I wonder if this is better than Command the Dreadhorde Wanderer. It's death touching. It's lifelinking. It's mutating. It does only hit our graveyard. Boot Nipper. Who named it Boot Nipper? Ooh, maybe if we could have Chevelle. Chevelle would be insane in this deck. Chevelle seems perfect for what this deck's doing. Maybe we should be in green. Maybe rather than white, we're Jund Deathtouch. Chevelle seems like so. Oh, it's a human. No, you're right. Oh, I always forget to check that. You are very correct. That disregard all that. That does not do what we wanted. We could turn anything into a Deathtoucher with a Space Godzilla Void Invader. Pestilent Spirit, Noxious Grudian, Grim Dancer. Grim Dancer seems fine. I think the main challenge for the deck is Orzhov Enforcer also seems good. I don't know about this Blacklands Paragon. Blacklands Paragon has not impressed me. I think we can cut Blacklands. Maybe for the Orzhov Enforcer? Ugh. Why is everything a human? Grim Dancer, cut white. I wonder, what would we play in place of what we have if we cut white? White gives us, I guess, most Hushbringer, the Wanderer, and some random sideboard cards. The only problem with Knight of the Eben Legion is we have to actually pump it to give it Deathtouch, which makes our keep killing things plan a lot worse. Vraska is cute. And it does work on any trigger. You want to try Vraska? What if we had green? Are there... Oh, Questing Beast is a green Deathtoucher. And it's Vigilant. Questing Beast is pretty interesting. There's a bunch of one-drop green Deathtouchers. Leyline Prowler would also fit the deck pretty well. The problem with... I don't know if Hermophage is good enough, because I don't think we mutate often enough. Well, we need red, so we could go Jund. I think the color that is somewhat cuttable would be white. White gives us Hushbringers, Gideons, Vraskas. It does give us King Caesar, though. I don't know if we want to lose King Caesar, honestly. Chevelle we can't mutate on is the problem. King Caesar did feel pretty good. Yeah. I don't actually know. I think we can maybe drop some white cards, but I kind of feel like we need the King Caesar. I could see changing some of the white cards, though. King Caesar, I think, is a big payoff for being white. I'm not sold on main deck Gideon. Wander's a little hit or miss if we can find something better. Vraska would be fun. Yeah, it's double white, though, so it makes it a little harder on the splash. Huh. Maybe there isn't as much to change as we were thinking. Like, Grim Dancer would be fine. Call of the Death Dweller. Can get back our early drops, but... Are there other pingers in the format? Maybe there's another pinger that we're missing. I don't think there's like a Prodigal Pyromancer, is there? There's nothing that just like taps to ping. Ooh, Dread Presence would be cute. I kind of like Dread Presence. That could be fun. Skeleton Archer pings when it comes into play. One damage to each player. Blood as Pirate makes you sack a creature. Opponents, sacrifices. Wow, there isn't just pingers in the format, is there? each opponent. When you cast your first spell during your opponent's turn, that's a bit of effort. Ironcrake Pyromancer, we'd have to draw a lot of cards. Maybe they have intentionally made sure there were not pingers in the format. Because I'm just... Sir Cathar, but it's a human. Yeah, there's not really pingers, are there? Judith, human... Human. Huh. Sack a creature. Thunder Mage would be sweet with a bunch of cycling, maybe. Well, maybe it is what it is. Maybe there's not that much to change. Hellkite could be alright. That could be possible. Alright, so we're not going to play Cat Oven. I don't really want to turn it into a Cat Oven deck. Alright, so do we want to make any changes? Or are we just gonna keep running it back? So, alright, where we're at right now, Wanderers. I think the main problem is making the deck better in non-creature matchups. That was our biggest issue. I do think getting rid of Hushbringer, or getting rid of the Enter the Battlefield Knight makes sense. I do kind of like Skargan Hellkite. Skargan Hellkite seems reasonable. It's a pinger, and it's a hasty threat, potentially. I do kind of like that. And it doesn't have an Enter the Battlefield trigger. What's a pinger that you pay 1 mana for a ping? Yeah, we'll fix the lands. I guess we could just play more Foulmire Knights. We can get rid of the double white Gideon, at least from the main deck. Maybe we just max out on Foulmire Knights. Play all the cheap Deathtouchers. Oh yeah, well yeah, that is true. I was meaning more the damage part, but you're right. Riot is Enter the Battlefield. But no, it's not. I don't think it's Enter the Battlefield trigger, honestly. I think it already comes into play with it. It's like worded really weirdly, but I think it actually does. It's like a clone, like a as. Maybe like this? And then, do we want the Hushbringers? I feel like we need more card advantage. We need more card advantage for the control matchups. That's the other thing we're lacking, is like, all right, we're playing against a deck that doesn't have many creatures. Our pingers are not very good. What do we do in that matchup? Elspeth Conquers Death could be a fine sideboard card. Maybe Chandra? Maybe we just play like Sarkhan. I mean, mutating on Sarkhan would be funny. Oh, wait. We can Sarkhan, turn Chandra into a creature, mutate onto Chandra. That doesn't actually do anything. Blister Spit Gremlin. What in the world is... It only deals damage to an opponent is the problem. We really need to be able to hit creatures. All right, what's our best anti-control card? Oh yeah, the blue-white foot. I'm sorry about that, Vandy. That was rough. No, we're about to just play again. We're just updating this deck real quick. Leyline of the Void. Go down Leyline. Dawn of Hope. Go up a Liliana. Go up maybe a Chandra. Yeah, Thought Distortion we can keep. Why can we not see Anguish Unmaking? Oh. I was thinking of the wrong card name. I think Agonizing Remorse is better than Durez. Oh, what about... I really want to try Mythos of Snapdax, because I never actually cast it, and I want to see if it's sweet. It seems like it could be sweet sometimes. Is there a way we could just destroy... Ooh, or wait. Maybe a Ruinous Ultimatum? Oh, we're going big. I don't know if this stuff's helping that much against control, though. Sir Conrad could be okay. So we're set up well against creatures. Huh. I think we're almost. All right, let's fix the mana. Maybe we just run it like this. Chamber Sentry. So I think Chamber Sentry kind of runs out. Maybe it's still worth considering. Bearman, for the 38th month, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Captive Audience. Any recommendations for a cheap booster box so I can buy my 10-year-old daughter and I can open packs? Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to get a super cheap one, honestly. You can get Ikoria boxes for maybe $100-ish, which isn't too bad. Maybe 90 on like eBay. So I might look there. All right, let's add a couple more dual lands. I don't think we need as many basics as this deck has. So add a Blood Crypt. Add a Godless Shrine. And add a Sacred Foundry. All right, let's try it like that. We went long enough without playing Magic. Yeah, Castle, I would rather have, honestly... I think I would rather just have Castle Lochwain. I mean, Ardenvale's okay. We'll keep one. Let's go with one more Lochwain. I do like Lochwain. All right, let's get back to Deathtouching. How many are LGSs closed because the shutdown? Because mine is. Yeah, there definitely been a lot of LGSs shut down. I opened a Death Crow to Space Godzilla on stream last week for a special opening. Ooh. I bet that's actually pretty valuable. I haven't actually looked into it, but I think that's actually probably the best open in the entire set. I think because of the history of it and because it's going to be super low supply. I bet, does anyone know what they're selling for? I bet they're really expensive. All right, that's not bad. So it is probably the most expensive non-foil in the set then. Yeah, we'll keep this. We need more lands, but that's fine. Oh, we didn't look to see... Could we have played a companion? We might have been able to free roll a companion. All right, mono red. Well, tap land. Oh, Blazing Volley could be good. Land. Yes! Yes! Oh, it's 420. You're in in Ikoria land. Blazed it. Got him. We still need lands, though. Opponent, plays a land. Runaway Steam Kid Part 2. Fervent Champion Part 2 grows the Steam Kid. Gets in No blocks. Well, crush some bones. Get rid of the Steam Kid. Oh, this might be where our deck is good. Play the Lad. Get it with the Vampire. Oh, that was such a good Blazing Volley. The Triumph Arts were in the store. Had to buy them, unfortunately. Play the land. Annex A. Let's draw a card. I feel like we need to hit a land. Alright. Well, Porcuparrot could be sweet for next turn. Play the Foulmire Knight. Get in with Vampire. Whoa! Okay, they must have another Annex in hand. Beeves, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Annex Part 2. One card in hand. It's a Fervent Champion. They pump each other. Oh, man. One more Blazing Volley. One more Blazing Volley. One more Blazing Volley, Magic Gods. Opponent hits us to 12. Well, the king is here. Take down that Annex. Out of here. Gain us some life. No attacks. No attacks. We'll stay back. Oh, take it down, Mono Red. Dominatingly, I think. What is the odd cost companion card called? Abash. An opponent scopes it up. No badge for the king. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if chump blocking there was really worth it. Well, we just skewed our deck away from being good against aggro. So, I don't think we have much. No. Probably no. No. Probably no. Maybe we need D-Spark just to deal with... Hushbringer doesn't seem great. Let's go down Hushbringers. D-Spark can get rid of Embercleave. Oh, Mythos of Snapdax just for funsies? I really just want to resolve this and see if... Okay, let's try Mythos. Let's try it. Oh, too many D-Sparks, but I don't want to get Embercleaved. Let's go Chandra. Right like that. That's true. It is a lifelinker we mutate onto, which is... That is an argument to keep it. Snapdax was great that game. Yeah, you're right. It might have been better to keep the Hushbringers and go down Command. Because we'll probably... If we're resolving it, we're probably already either winning or losing. Talk you out of dropping $100 of cards on a Riley deck. I mean, Riley does seem sweet. Triumph go. Riley is a really cool commander, but I don't know if it's the right time to be dropping tons of money. That's oh no, our Porcuparrot. We wanted that. Oh, playing a land, Vampire. Foulmire. Ship the turn. Only got shock. Oh my goodness. All the removal in the west. Alright, opponent gets it, hits us. Steals a Foulmire Knight. That's not good. Land Pestilent Spirit. Opponent stealing all of our good cards. Ooh, Borderless Riley. That's sweet, Doug. How many boxes did you open? Alright, there's Annex. And there goes a land that we kind of wanted. Opponent gets a bunch of tokens. Ugh. Yeah, Mythos isn't looking that great. Well, Pestilent Spirit, number 2. Tap Lad. Oh, this went much worse. Much worse. Runaway Steepkin. I don't feel like Mythos is even really very good because it's going to... Oh, God. Okay. Well, this actually gives us a bit of hope. We go to 6. But... White, white. Oh, man, maybe this is going to be great. White, white, black, red. Mythos of Snapdax. You can keep a zombie. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Pota. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Pota hits us down to 5. Crushy Crusherton. Well, Hellkite. Counter. Oh, if we get down this King Caesar Grim Initiate. King Caesar. Who? Under. Kill you. Go up to 9. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Wow, yeah, get in. That is a double striking Skargan Hellkite. Our changes are working. That was beautiful. Hey, what's up, Holy Diva? How are you? Oh, wow. That was good. Phone it. Runaway Seepkid. Sure. Can you not die to the Hellkite, though? Play the land. Combat. Attack for 10? Oh, the Skargan Hellkite land was, idea was perfect. Boom. Boom. Ooh. Ooh. That felt pretty wonderful. That felt extremely wonderful. All right. All right. This Deathtouch, it's coming together. The Hellkite edition was a good one. That might be one of the better changes we made from the original. That does seem perfect for the deck. Although it's odd that Aketra is still in our thing. Yeah, Mythos was actually great there too. Actually, I guess it was Mythos that actually won us that game, honestly. The Mythos did steal it. We got lucky. If our opponent had not attacked with their Annex and they could have kept it out, it would have been a lot worse. But being able to get rid of the Annex and then follow it up was pretty good. Yeah, it is possible that we should get rid of the Wanderer package. That was one I was on the fence about. I think it's like right on the edge. It's definitely kind of janky, but the Wanderer has been sneaky good in some matchups. Hey, what's up, Zach? How'd your interview go? Do I have a site that lists my decks? Oh, we're Deathtouching. We're Deathtouching. Let me see. There was at one point. Do we have a command for my deck, Zach? I feel like we did at one point, but I'm not sure if not. Oh, congratulations, Zach. Fenlurker, A. Let's go down Foulmire. I feel like we want this Hushbringer. There is, so I will get a link for you. So what you do, all of my decks are on Goldfish. I should just add a command for this. Actually, let me get my decks, and then I will see. While Zach is here in between interviews, maybe he will make a command for it real quick. Yes, you can search Goldfish by creator. That's basically what I was going to do, but create a link for it. Canonic, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. So if you go to like a metagame page on Goldfish and do the advanced search option on the right-hand side, you can search by player. So if you search by Saffron Olive user decks, it should show you all of my public decks at least. This ER is a bit concerning. My opponent trades. Well, play Pestilent Spirit. Blood Crypt tapped. So yeah, here's a link. I don't know if there's an easy way to make a command for this. Oh, I can't even do a link because the URL is too big. All right. Yeah. Well, I will figure out a way to make a command for it, but that is the way to do it. There's gotta be a way to shorten the link, I think. Wait. You know what? We're gonna take it. All right. I will send you the link, Zach. Opponent learning about the legend rule. Yeah, boy, this is gonna be a harsh lesson because now we get to man. I've gained a new appreciation for Snapdax. Snapdax has been most excellent. Why does no one play Snapdax? Is it just bad? The link worked? Oh. I didn't think it would work. It said it was over the limit. Well, we will get a command added. I will say, so I try, although sometimes I forget, to keep upcoming decks set on private. So you probably won't be able to see, like, tonight's Budget Magic deck until the episode goes live. But just random decks that I'm not using for YouTube, those are on there. I'm sure you'll find tons of horrible decks. There will also be, like, Fishbowl Thursday decks mixed in, but you'll see the creator's name on the top. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, at least our opponent's kind of low on life. Yes, apparently that link works. So yeah, that would be a shorter version of that would be perfect. 3, 6, 7. And let's draw a card. I mean, I think we just have lethal though. Go to combat, attack. Opponent 2-1 and stompy stomp. Whoo! The deck's feeling good. The deck's feeling good. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Shanos. That is awesome. So yeah, now you can see my decks for better or worse. Oh, so the author name, if it doesn't have my another author's name, here, I'll just pull it on the screen. So if you pull up that link, you'll see you can filter. It's got my name in there. You can filter time range. This is just the most recent one, but you can go back years. You can filter by cards if you're looking for something specific. Filter by formats or names. As you look down here, if you see an author over here, like we're playing Mardu Deathtouch, it originally came from Nas66. If there's no name, then odds are that I actually built the deck. So yeah. Have fun with it. Oh, thank you. You have the full date range? Will you, yeah, that is perfect. Maybe that's even better. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to say thanks because your videos always make me feel better. Oh, well, thank you so much for the kind words, Volcana. That is the highest praise, I think. I've said this many times, but to me, those are the comments that I like and appreciate the most by far. So thank you. Ooh, 6-1 in the super? Ooh, what are you playing, Ashiok? Yeah, let's go a little big. Hushbringer seems fine-ish. All right, go big. Go a little big. What is your secret to always being in a good mood? You always seem so happy about life, and it's awesome. honestly, this is probably a cop-out answer, but I think part of it is that's just my personality. Like, I think I tend to naturally kind of like tread in that direction. More seriously though, I think not to go like too philosophical or deep, but I mean, my thinking is we're all on Earth for a short time, a very short time in the grand scheme of the universe. So my philosophy has always been you should try to appreciate life and try to do things that you love. And I am super lucky or blessed or whatever to love Magic and get to play Magic all the time. So in that sense, it's really easy to be in a good mood because I'm super just blessed in that sense. We all die anyway, so might as well play Tron. Oh, you don't want my beauty secrets. Never cut your hair or your beard. That's it. That's all. That's all I know. I actually don't like fish. I mean, I don't hate fish, but no, I don't really. I'm not a fish head. As far as like hippie music, I like a lot of like underground 60s music, or more underground, like the Fugs and Velvet Underground and Frank Zappa stuff, Mothers of Invention, kind of Holy Model Rounders. Like I like a lot of that, and I like the Grateful Dead, but I don't listen to them all that consistently. But I do like Grateful Dead. That's probably the one jam band that I like the most. But I don't actually listen to a lot of jam music. In general, I'm pretty meh on jam, with the one exception being Grateful Dead to some extent. Oh, Ween is one of my favorite bands. I guess they count as a hippie band, but they're more modern. But yeah, Ween is in my top 5 bands probably. I really love Ween. Can you tell me more about your impromptu? Oh yeah, Zappa's great. Mothers of Invention. Oh, so good. Oh, Captain Beefheart too. I was so excited. I've been slowly working on my record collection since I actually got a record player again. So I've been getting vinyl here and there, but I just got Trout Mask Replica, which is one that I've been wanting for a long time. And I ordered Virgin Fugs, which is on its way, so I'm excited about that. Probably The Mollusk is probably my favorite Ween album. All right, well, let's... Lands would be helpful. I'll go attacking. Hushbringing for 1. These Hushbringers seem relatively good. Hushbringer number 2. Oh boy. Yeah, that's decent. That is decent. That is a Fiend Artisan. Blazing Volley's been great. Taking down the Fiend Artisan. Aha! Out of here. Out of here. Oh no, I'm an idiot. Oh no. Oh, that's what you get for getting me talking about music. Oh, that was so obvious too. Oh boy, chat. I blame you. You got me thinking about Ween and Velvet Underground and music, and I got overexcited. I was like, oh, the Fiend Artisan's summoning sick. It can't do anything. Yeah. Well, really though, just wanted to get. It's a band. It's an album. It's an album from a band, Spam Dude. We're closing in on the top 100. Oh, still want to hear about golf? Yeah. So my brothers convinced me Saturday to go golfing. They just open the golf courses around here as long as you like wear masks if you're near people and stay socially distant. So I said yes, and then my little / 7-foot brother almost killed one of my other brothers while he was oh man, yeah, almost killed my other brother with a golf shot to the face. on film, which made it even more fun. And then two of my other brothers, well, no, also my 7-foot little brother, almost had a fist fight over whether someone was cheating, which normally, I don't know if you ever went on a golf course. Golf courses, they're pretty prim and proper and kind of, you know, preppy-ish to some extent. They expect a certain sort of, you know, pleasant attitude and dress code and so forth. So I imagine that that fist fights on the 7th hole are probably not something that most golf courses are down for. But yeah, so that was an adventure. Attack, attack, attack. D-Spark. Get rid of Nightmare Shepherd. It would be nice to just keep drawing lands. So yeah, that was my Saturday. Is Hushbringer worth it in the deck? Against Lyric, I think Kunaros is better. In Yarian deck, you can deal with it easily. That's a good question. It does have some additional upside in our deck because it's a lifelinker that we can mutate onto. So there is some additional upside. But I don't know. I don't know if it's better than Kunaros or not. Opponent gets in, hits us down to 19. Whoa, Strider. Let's Foulmire Knight. Try to draw land. Alright, that's a land. Foulmire Knight. Blood Crypt. And go attacking. I mean, if we could just get to 7 mana, it should win us the game. That is what Ruinous Ultimatum does if we get to it. Got an Aristocrats list for Standard. Ooh, let me see, Zephyr. Do you ever hike around the Adirondacks? I don't go to the Adirondacks that often, honestly. I'm more in the Finger Lakes region. The Finger Lakes have some really cool places, though. If you ever make it up to upstate New York, like Ithaca is one of the coolest cities, and has some like really cool just like waterfalls and the lakes in general. It's kind of a neat area. So I don't get to Adirondacks that often, but there's plenty of cool outdoorsy places in the Finger Lakes area too. Nethroy Aristocrats. Ew. I like the idea of a Zephyr-Knot. We will kill the Fiend Artisan, I think. This shouldn't trigger because Hushbringer. I don't know if our opponent realized that. They get to scry to the bottom. We take 3. Sure. Boy, Hushbringer is good in this matchup. Shutting him down, coming in, and going out. Ooh, that's a land. Oh, Skargan Hellkite. Counter. Land. Yorgo opponent. 1 land away. White. Yeah, I mean, I think basically any 1 land and we win. Oh, this opponent knows about it, but still. Oh, it'd be so good. It would be so good. Opponent. Are you going to sack your Woe? Wow, okay. I guess I want to escape it? Escape? 1 land away. This deck has been sweet since we updated it, I will say. It might also be that we've hit better matchups since we've updated it. Eerie Ultimatum in the Aristocrats deck? Yeah, I could see playing 1. I think having more interaction could also maybe be helpful. I guess you get a Pelucranos, which helps. But all right, one more turn. One more turn to wait. I'll play the Triome. And yeah, we're not going to do anything crazy. I mean, we just win the game next turn. So we'll just pass. We'll just pass. Let our opponent do their thing. Sack their cats. I don't care. Ayara. And then we'll just ruin his ultimatum. And our opponent will Well, scurry away. Oh. Opponent, yeah, draws a card. These Hushbringers have been so good this game. Ooh, Ritual of Set. Okay. Whoa, Strider. Yeah, shoot down Woe Strider. One, two, three, four. I mean, I guess if we draw another land, we can just double Skargan Hellkite. We do need to get rid of this Nightmare Shepherd. Opponent, yeah. Going off. Well, we got something for you, opponent. We got something for you. Ooh, well, that's a good follow-up. Ultimatum of the Ruinous variety. Whoo! That is a good card if you get to 7 mana. Hushbringers are gone, thanks to that Ritualism, but our opponent loses everything. They get to get back a cat, I guess, and that's it. Yeah, opponent gets to scry, and now we get to follow it up with Liliana. This has went beautifully. Maybe had some insatiable Hermophage. So my initial reaction to Hermophage was we didn't mutate enough for it, but maybe just to give our stuff Deathtouch, maybe it's worth it. Could also use whatever the expensive black cycling thing is that puts a Deathtouch counter on stuff. All right, opponent scrying their life away. Getting beaten down by the Hellkite. Down to 11. Void Beckoner. Yeah, the one that was formerly called Death Grota. My entire family is pretty tall. I mean, compared to average. But no, I have one younger brother who's in college now that is even taller compared to everyone else. It's 7 feet. The rest of us are all like, I'm not the shortest. I have one brother that's well, no. All right, so I guess I have 2 brothers that are like a little over 6 foot that are shorter than me, and then 2 other brothers that are like kind of in my height range that are like 6'3" to maybe 6'5" or 6'6", and then the 7-foot brother. Yeah, Liliana.
I require servants. Your corpse will volunteer.
Zombie.
Looks like a
No, I'm the
boy.
I'm the oldest of 9 kids, so I have a really big family. There are many says. Yeah, the space gods, whatever the Blackwood, Void Beckoner, isn't it Void Beckoner? Something like that. Literally a school of goldfish. My brothers keep trying to convince me to let them on the stream, but they would do something to like be incredibly offensive, thinking it's funny, not realizing that that it's like a horrible idea. So I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to do that because that, wow, opponent's just giving up, I think. And GG's. So yeah, so I'm nervous about that. Opponent down to 1. Dig up.
Smelly, but
Pestilent Spirit. Godless Shrine. Pass the turn. I have 3 sisters. 3 sisters, and there's 6 brothers altogether. Oh, we have lethal. Oh, yeah. I wasn't trying to rub it in. I'm just an idiot. Sorry. Sorry, opponent. Sorry, I was, for some reason, I never played Skargadel, okay? I guess I was thinking it hit creatures, but yeah, alright. My bad, opponent, my bad. It wasn't intentional, I promise. Yeah. Oh, so I'm not the only one that comes from a massive family. My sisters are tall for being females. I think like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". So, or no, 5, not 6, somewhere in that range. So like above average, but not like 7 foot or something. I could not imagine 14 siblings. I mean, Monica's grape pies. Ooh. Where does one get a Monica's grape pie? I do like grapes and pies. So putting those together, we're on a bit of a win streak since we updated this deck. We've won 3 in a row, I think. Not bad. We will keep this. No, not 6. Not 6. 5. I definitely meant 5. Yeah, they're just like 7, 7, 8, 7, 9. No worries. We have not played against Luca, and also, very oddly, we have not played against Companion. I don't think we've seen a single Companion from an opponent. Well, I guess we saw 1 Jagatha, but we've played almost 0 Companions and 0 Lucas. Get my mom on the stream to play some Magic. Well, I know. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess my perception of height is. Oh, we probably should have led with the Triome. Perception of height is a little bit skewed by the fact that my family is so tall. Well, I was struggling because, like, my sisters go from, like, girls up to women. So I was trying to figure out the best way to encapsulate all of my sisters in one word, and eventually decided that female was the most technically correct to get all the age ranges in one. Did the Jeskai spell deck have Lutri? No. They had a bunch of more than one of, so. Is your family descended from Norse gods? Not that I'm aware of. Ooh, opponent stole our vampire? That displeases me, opponent. I think we just Hushbringer, Foulmire Knight, try to set up for a Porcuparrot. How does Hammer Time? Hammer Time is sweet. Actually, so Hammer Time, I promised you we were going to play Hammer Time, but, and we definitely will, but I think I'm just going to do it for Mucha Brew because I really wanted to play it. Huh. How much damage is this? A lot. Ooh. Okay. Trade. Porcuparrot. Over. Well, the sniper's is set up. Is it enough? What does our opponent have? This can take down the Torbrand or anything else. Who? Opponent. Annex. 1, 2, 3. All right, grows the Steamkin. Opponent. Combat. Oh, stealing all of our Porcuparrots. Okay. Do we block? If we block, Bone Crusher kills... Alright, we're not going to block. No blocks. Kill Torbrad. I think it's a trap. I think it's a trap. We do have to kill Torbrad. Opponent gets tokens. Oh, if we can draw a land for this Wander and get Annex and then kill Steamkin, then we're pretty stable, even after all this. Rhyme Rock Knight on the non-attacking Annex. Interesting. About it. Are we mutating? We are down to 11. It's all about a land. We need a land. We need a land. Come on, deck. Rhyme Rock. And... Oh, light up the stage. Phone's going off. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Action, action, Fervent Champion triggers the Steamkin. Oh, the combos! Well, that's a land. I'm not even sure that's enough now. Ugh. How do we get out of this? Well, if we didn't kill the Torbrand, we were just taking so much damage. But yeah, I agree that getting rid of it is helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hushbringer. Shock ourselves. Oh, pass the turn, pass the turn. So Porcuparrot can take down Annex. We can double block. And then we can Bone Crush something. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Steals a Hushbringer. Well, block here. Block here. Interesting. So 4, 5, so 6, 7, 8. Kill Annex. Take our beats. We need like an untapped non-pain land, I think. Porcuparrot. Oh wow, this is so close. The same kid's got 4 toughness, so we can't stomp it to death. All right. Well, kill Steam Kid. And dead? Actually, I guess we're not dead, right? We can Pestilent Spirit, block, block, kill. Alright. Pestilent Spirit, go. Oh, we need this King Caesar. We need the life. We need the life. Tybalt, okay. That adds further problems. Makes a 1/1.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
Oh, we're gonna die to them. We're gonna die to this Tybalt. Who plays Tybalt? Oh no. Yeah, I don't know how we get out of that. Opponent, combat. Attacks with everything. Well, we get to... block, block. Kill Porcuparrot. Go to 1. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Porcuparrot. Over. Combat. Kill Tybalt. Oh my goodness, this is so close.
I was born.
Wow, we are hanging on by a literal thread. What does our opponent draw? Please a land. Please a land. Opponent combat. Attacks. Block. I think our opponent thought they were going to win there. Down to 1 again. Shoot you down. Wanderer. Wow, are we gonna win this? Are we gonna win this? Are we gonna... I think we're gonna win this. Oh my god. No attacks. Pass the turn. Whoo! The menace came through. We need a white source. We need 1 more white mana for this King. But this is Porcuparrot. Go. Opponent scoops it up. Opponent scoops it up. Whoa. Whoo. Yeah, opponent had so opponent couldn't block with Rime Rock. Rime Rock Knight can't block, and we were mutated onto a menace creature. So our opponent couldn't have blocked there. So we got to kill it. We got lucky our opponent didn't draw like a haste creature or something. That would have ruined our day, but wow. Main deck Tybalt, if we got there. Whew. That was very close. Very close. I I mean, if we don't deal with the Tybalt, though, we die to the Tybalt token, right? So I feel like we have to get rid of Tybalt. Or else we just lose to the board. I will say against mono red, having main deck Blazing Volley is kind of hilariously effective. That's probably the best part of this for us. Why not put Porcuparrot onto the vampire? Do we have a vampire to put it on? I mean, it is very good on vampire. That's why vampire's in our deck. Ew, more lands. Temple. Do not need even more lands. Go. Hey, Seth. Is the podcast coming out today? Love to hear talk about the BNR and going forward. Yes. We'll be... Once we finish the stream, then the next thing... The next thing on my to-do list is to upload the podcast. So that is coming in the near future. Oh, opponent get our King Caesar. Oh, dear. All the robbers. Well, kill a robber. Robber the Rich is a good card. Opponent. Oh, no. Fervent Champion. Opponent's going off. Gets in, hits us. Well, steals a land that we didn't want. Play Foulmire Knight. Blood Crypt tapped. Yo, maybe we should have mulliganed this hand. The BNR totally stank. We gotta sell bags, but we're gonna tell people but we can't tell people we want to sell bags. I mean, that might be a somewhat cynical way to look at it, but I don't think it's a wholly off-base way to look at it. Alright, well, we got a block here. We need a removal spell. We're down to 10. Wander is not very great. Well, play Bone Crusher. I don't know if Wander is worth it or not. Weejay, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What was your impression of the BNR? Well, we need a removal spell that can actually remove something. Opponent gets in. I don't block Torbrand. Embercleave. We get wrecked. That's not good. Hi, more lands. So many lands. Yeah, it is good against Wanderer. That is for certain. Maybe we go down. I don't know about the Wanderer. The Wanderer is like right on the cusp of being good. I think we just drew too many lands. Let's run it back. We're on the play. We probably should have mulliganed that hand. Astrolabe going away in Legacy would be nice. I'm not sure why that keeps sticking around in Legacy, honestly. Yeah, we'll play first. Alright. Close enough, I guess. Yeah, let's get down our lifelinker. Go. I mean, we got King Caesar that we're working towards. Dispar can deal with an Ember. Oh, that is a card we wanted to see. Temple Scry. Ooh. Yeah, let's go bottom. Get in for one. Blazing Volley can be so good in this matchup. Show us a Pestilent Spirit. Did I see best spirits of all time? Yes. Number one. Number one. Take that, Vince. So the bannings were all for Legacy and Vintage rather than Standard. But Luris got banned in Vintage and Legacy, and Zerta got banned in Legacy. And there's a robber. And also a couple of random brawl things. Opponent, yeah. Rhyme rocks, it's us. Sure. Well, King Caesar. Ship the turn. We're back to drawing a lot of lands. More lands than we want. Yeah, what do you think about the brawl bannings? I'm not really sure what to think about them. Well, that's interesting. It is cool how you can mutate legends onto legends. And that's pretty decent. Kill you, kill you. Oh, gain 8? King Caesar X2? And will attack you? Hit you? That was good. That was good. Yeah, Winona got banned in Brawl, too. Wow. 2 King Caesars is pretty absurd. About it. Annex returns. Come on. One more King Caesar. One more King Caesar. Let's keep stacking them up. It is a cool way to make legends work, even in multiples. You know, play a Scryland. Get rid of the Wanderer. Go attacking. Opponent 10. Opponent 7. Pass the turn. I think we got him. I think we got him. What happens if you mutate onto a stolen creature? I actually don't know the answer to that. Does anyone know what the answer to that is? I don't know. I assume, my guess would be the whole mutate pile goes back to the opponent, but I don't actually... Oh, does it say that you own? Oh, so it's specifically worded you own. Well, that is a good answer. That makes sense. Fervent Champion. About it. Wow, that's aggressive. Okay. Down to 16. How does our opponent not just die on the backswing? Light up the stage. Okay. Well, cycle. Huh. You know what seems good? Boy, Mythos has been sweet too. White. Oh, this is going to get the scoop. This is going to get the scoop. This is going to get it. Yeah. We will pay with this. Got him! We will keep 2 Snapdaxes mutated together. Oh, they get to keep Annex too, don't they? Oh, dang enchantment creatures. That makes it a little less good. An opponent scoops it up. Whoo! Whoo! Double Snapdax is about as good as it gets. Oh, this deck. Oh, well, I didn't want to leave them with Annex, but maybe we should have. Yeah, I guess we didn't have to leave them with a 1/1. Actually, I'm actually not sure. And after starting off 0-2, we've been killing it with this deck. All right, one more Deathtouch game match, and then I gotta go upload the podcast. And picture someone going, "Oh no, Godzilla's mutating." It is weird that it works that way, but I think it's fun in terms of gameplay. Like, and the deck has actually come around pretty well. I'm pretty happy with where we ended up. After a slow start, we've kind of just been winning a lot, and the deck has done it in a really interesting, cool way.
Yeah, since we're talking.
Oh, Yarion? Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna keep this. Oh, maybe we should have ended. Maybe we should have ended instead of having to play the Luca matchup. Now we're gonna get Luca out at the end. Well, land to the bottom. All right, let's take down Luca. Let's take down Luca. Yeah, we made some updates. Oh, it's not. Okay. Wow. Yarion Aristocrats? That's something that I haven't really seen. Something I haven't seen at all. That is not what I was expecting. Legion War Boss. Well. Oh, it's probably Winota. Well, if our opponent has Winota, it's bad news. On the other hand, if our opponent does not beat a sister, in this Blazing Volley is going to be good. Stay, Pestilent Spirit, stay. No, opponent. Okay, attacks. Grows the Dork. Drop to 16. Come on, run out a creature. Run out a creature. Come on. Come on. Random creature into the Blazing Volley. You can do it, opponent. 1 mana Wrath, 1 mana Plague Wind. Oh. Well, okay. That still works. Oh, that works just as well. All right. We do another one. Pestilent Spirit. Blazing Volley. Out of here. Sack that dupe for told opponent. Ooh. Ooh, that was good. Destroyed our opponent right back with that top deck opponent. Another Legion War Boss. Hushbringer. Makes a Dork. Slams it into Pestilent Spirit. Oh, that went well. Opponent. Yeah. And now... Well, let's... cycle Foulmire Knight. We don't have enough white. We don't have enough white for this King Caesar yet. No attacks. Yarion's not doing much other than being an extra card. Ugh, Oath of Gaia. Okay. Takes down Pestilent Spirit. Opponent. Combat. Yeah, let's block. Down to 12. Up to 13. Well, I guess we just gotta cast it. Ugh. Yeah, play Foulmire. Pass the turn. Pestilence has Menace. They'd have to trade their whole board to block it. I just wanted to gain the LUT. Oh no, that's a top deck. Wow, that's a really good top deck. Yeah, that might beat us. Pestilent Spirit. Opponent plays a land. They get to Yorion, blink Oath of Gaia. That Murderous Rider top deck was really bad for us. And we'll block. Down to 10. There's the blink. Oh, it doesn't work. Whoa! Magic Gods coming through! Coming through! Woo! Oh, that was a draw! That was a draw! Oh, Wanderer to go with Command the Red Horde. We'll keep it. Heart of the cards indeed! Wow, well, we can't say anything.
I need some kindling.
Oh, come on now.
Really big fireball. Let's get started.
This game has been wild. This has been top deck into top deck. Oh, no! No!
Pray we never
Oh!
meet again. Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
You gotta be kidding. Yeah, now we're dead. Wow. Opponent top deck 3 of their perfect cards in a row in an 80 card deck. That is absurd. That is Wow. I mean, we top decked 2 perfect cards. Opponent, I don't know if I've ever seen that good of top decking. That was off the charts good. Opponent's just playing a pile of cards. I don't think it's a known deck. Pile of mythics that our opponent owned. Wow, those top decks were something. Those were definitely something. Huh. Well then. I don't know what to say about that one. Other than, ouch. That was a brutal loss. Wow. Alright. Alright. The spark might be good. Yeah, it might be. I don't know if it's better than just bringing in more of our own haymakers. Based on that game, ugh. Alright. Well, come on. Some action. The Blazing Volleys can be a little hit or miss. Yeah, except those are our opponent's main deck cards, which is even more insane. Well, let's play Foulmire Knight. Play Godless Shrine. Pass the turn. Alright, so opponent is really just playing a random pile of cards. Get in, hit ya. Down to 15. I have no idea what our opponent's doing. Tap land. Golden Egg. Oh, they're probably going to Doom Foretold us, aren't they? Well, play a Blood Crypt tapped. Huh. Get in. Yeah, opponent's got Doom Foretold in hand by the looks. And we're going to get 2 for 1? That's pretty rough. Untap land. Well, that is what we expected to happen. I'll pass the turn. Ay. Opponent gotta sack something, but they get to fire it off next turn. Ay. Yeah, we should have ended 1 game earlier. Opponent. Legion War Boss. Goes to combat. Going to attack. We might just be double blazing volleying this turn. We'll make a 1/1. Doom Foretold, gonna generate some value for our opponent. Blazing Volley. Blazing Volley. Hit ya. Well, we got through a Doom Foretold. Yeah, that's all we can really do. Opponent, Guild Globe. Taplat. Well, Vampire. The Wanderer.
Some call me the Wanderer.
Yeah, get in. Opponent takes it. Down to 9. Yeah, we don't have a land for the command yet, which is an issue. Boy, opponent's got that consistently.
Time to move on.
Well, this is not good. Now Elspeth Conquers Death gets to do Elspeth Conquers Death things. Now we don't get to command, and they get to reanimate. Yeah, this is taking a very, very bad turn. Oath of Gaia. Kills our Pestilent Spirit. Ugh. Ugh, disappointing end. Untap land. Opponent passes. Hey, now we draw land. Little late. Little late to the party. Go to combat, get it hit ya. Omen of the Sun. Sure. Oh, this might be a Luca deck anyway. Opponent blocks. Opponent gets to reanimate. They go to 10. Now we don't even get to reanimate much of anything relevant. Ugh. Alright, the random pile of cards continues. Luris. Golden Egg. Opponent draws a card. Ooh, yeah, I think the random cards have gotten us here. Opponent gets in. We'll make a 1/1. We'll block. We go to 12, which means we're low enough that we just die from this Command the Dreadhorde. Yeah, all right. Well, let's go out on our own terms. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Haste and death. I mean, opponent's deck looks fine. Had a nice random pile of cards look. I assume it's just either a Luca or a Winona deck. Just with Doom Foretold, kind of mashed together. So, I mean, I think this deck was pretty interesting. Obviously, it's a little bit dependent on the matchup. The last game, I'm a little disappointed with how the last match met, mostly because we just lost that top deck war, where our opponent, we dropped top deck like 2 good cards in a row, but our opponent top deck threw 4, and that let them steal that game. So that was a wild match, though. But the plan is fairly effective. I think it's a deck to keep in mind for when the meta gets creature heavy. Obviously, if you're playing against decks without creatures or like heavy removal control decks, this deck is really bad. If you're playing against creature decks, it's insane and it's actually really powerful. So, it's definitely an interesting archetype and gained a new respect for Porcuparrot. Still not sold on the Wanderer Command the Dreadhorde thing. I think that is the worst part of the deck, and it's pretty hit or miss. And the deck might be better if we start with this shell and get rid of that shell that's just kind of stuck in there. I get the thinking oh, we kill our opponent's stuff, then we reanimate it. That's cool. I don't think that actually makes the deck better, though. So I think maybe more Skargan Hellkites. That was impressive when we drew it. But I think maybe getting rid of Wanderer, getting rid of Command the Dreadhorde, and embracing the package that we have here now, I think that might be the way forward. What do I replace it with? Probably start with more Skargan Hellkites and maybe just more ways to give things Deathtouch. I'd have to think about it, though. King Caesar was very impressive. Pestilent Spirit was actually pretty good. The 1-drops were fine. Porcuparrot was great. Maybe just more mutate stuff. But I feel like the deck is close to being good. So, on that note, everyone, I believe that brings us to the end for today. What do you think about Blue White Devotion using Arcana, Salathasa, and Helioid? I have a deck like this, but I want to update it with cards from Ikoria. I've seen Blue and White Devotion. I haven't really played them put together, though. That's interesting, though. On that note, everyone, quick reminder, Replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams. Normal YouTube, tons of awesome stuff coming up. Hey, thank you, Soapbox. Yeah, send me your deck list. One more reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know in your order notes. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Most importantly, everyone, thank you to all of you for hanging out. We will be back 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So until then, have a super wonderful evening. I love you all. See you tomorrow. And yeah, the podcast will be up shortly. Until then, have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.